At the beginning of the summer of 2022, I decided to head out from Minneapolis and go to Chicago to visit a friend and attend a concert with her. I wasn't super familiar with the band, but my friend made a concert playlist for me to kind of get used to the songs, so I listened to that on the airplane ride. And once I arrived, I of course got to see the sunset, which is really pretty, but they picked me up from the airport and I got to, catch up with them, and then in the morning we took the train from Kenosha to Chicago. Once again, we had to listen to the playlist and kind of get ready for the concert that was happening later in the day. We started off with brunch at Corner Bakery Cafe, which was recommended to us. I had an egg and sausage wrap and she had an egg sandwich. And then we went to explore the city a little bit. Natalie had been there before, but I hadn't, so it was really cool to see all of the buildings. And after walking around for a little bit, we eventually decided to go to the Starbucks, which has like 5 different levels in it. It's called the Reserve Roastery. We went to each level, but I actually didn't end up getting anything there. I wanted to get something a little more local, but it was still really cool to see just, what they did at each floor. And then we went to the Nutella Cafe, and I did get something there because it felt a little bit more unique because I had never seen that before. We had to wait in a line outside.
We thought it was going to be 70 degrees. It's not. 78! It's 78! I'm sweating.
After about 10 minutes of waiting outside, we were able to go in, and it looked really cool and modern in there, and they were actually celebrating 5 years at that location, which was really cool. And I got the Nutella mocha. And then we went to Millennium Park. And at this point we still had our backpacks because we hadn't checked into the hotel yet, and they had increased security in this area, so they checked our backpacks and everything. But they also had a festival going on. Of course we went to the Bean first and had to check that area out. And then after that we did check out the concert thing a little bit, and then we went to this area where they have these faces and they're supposed to spit at each other, and we stood and waited for it for so long, and it looked like they were gonna spit, but I think they had the fountains turned off, so it was just really interesting, we'll say. And then we went on an architecture tour on a boat.
So I had to do these tours without a microphone, not buying what he was selling. A warehouse. And it looked like 0.25 million square feet of space. Willis Insurance Agency only occupies it. See, the towers sort of overhang 1/8 of an inch. It's like the Chicago Civic Opera building. Crashed, the Depression hit, Insold pretty much lost everything. Just 9 years after that building presidency. Of course, he went on to become the 16th curves, where the river is curving. Space was the prairie. Wanted us to have a beautiful road. Right here, everybody in Chicago really, really happy. The architect found out about it. Said, it's not part of my...
And then it was about time for an early dinner, and we went to Sweet Green and got some salads / protein bowls. Natalie loves her boba, so we went to Bubbalicious and she got one there. And then at this point we were kind of wrapping up with exploring the city for the day, and we wanted to check into our hotel. We stayed at the Congress Plaza Hotel, and it was pretty fancy inside. And this was, we were pretty high up, so that was the view from our room, and then this is what it looked like. At this point we were pretty tired, so just kind of chilled and then got ready for the concert. The concert was just outside the area we were in, so we took the train there, and they had an opening act and they were co-headlining. The next morning for breakfast we went to Hero Coffee Bar and got some bagel sandwiches. And I didn't record it, but I got the most satisfying cheese peel thing, and Natalie tried it and it just didn't work. But anyways, then we went to the farmer's market, and we decided that it was actually just a market for dogs because there was an amazing amount of dogs there, which I'm not complaining about. After that, we explored the city a little more.
Zone.
And then we finally got to this spot that I had had my eye on after the first time we saw it, and it's kind of like an oyster bar, but they also have coffee. So we just did the cafe portion and sat outside, which was like my dream Chicago scenario, and we just got to talk and enjoy I got espresso and a pastry, and she got like a tart grapefruit type drink with a tart. Then we wanted to do the Riverwalk, which is the same area that the boat went through on the architecture tour, but this time we walked it, and I had kind of spotted this tiny tap cafe that I wanted to go to because it had coffee and it also had ice cream, so we both got something there. And then it was time to head back, so we hopped back on the train and made our way.